What's up, guys? So today I'm going to teach you the easiest and fastest way to make a panorama with a drone. So if you see this photo right here, as I go over, it slightly changes, and if you're looking closely you can see that the drone is slightly panning up just with each photo in here. So I was purposely doing this solely because my Mavic Pro, as anyone else's, does not have a wide angle lens. So when I'm trying to get a vertical photo with a wide angle feel and look to it, you're not able to do it unless you're using a panorama. But if you take the drone and you are taking horizontal photos face directly down, and then with each photo you just slightly pan your camera up and take a photo each time, sometimes between 5 and 15 photos, there's a super easy way to stitch a panorama together in Lightroom. So I'm going to take my first photo, take my last photo, make sure I'm in the Develop tab. They're still highlighted, and then I'm going to control click on a Mac, and I'm going to do photo merge panorama. And then this is just going to take a minute, so we'll just let it sit. Alright, so now that you see this is done, and there's three options on our panorama. There's spherical, cylindrical, and perspective. I would say 99% of the time I use spherical. I do not use auto crop. I'd say I almost always use boundary warp, so I bring this over to 100, and just like that, you have a vertical panorama. So one single shot would be about like that. But with the use, I think it was 8 or 9 photos, I'm able to get the entire landscape surrounding me. So I was right about here shooting this. So I'm just able to get this amazing landscape out in Wyoming. And there's also this really cool look to vertical panoramas. Like, it almost looks like a different type of reality because like something doesn't feel right, but at the same time it has this really cool look and feel to it. Sometimes you'll have a horizon that's off. This one, for the most part, is fine, but sometimes you'll have a warp that looks like a circle as a horizon. And if that's the case, you just have to pull it into Photoshop and do some quick tweaking, which I will go over in another video. But for this one, this panorama is done. So you're just going to let Lightroom give that about a minute to process. You can see up here in the taskbar. And then once it's done, and you put a slight edit on it, it'll look something like this. So for the second photo, I took a vertical panorama at Factory Butte in Utah. So right here is my first image. And as I'm shooting, I just started with the camera facing straight down. And each photo, I just tilt up just a touch, just a little bit, making sure whatever previous is in the next photo. And then I go all the way up until I have the sky. And then all you do is click the first image, shift click your last image, make sure you're in the Develop tab. And then all you're going to do is control click, photo merge, and panorama. So now you can see this photo. This is using the spherical. Here's our panorama preview. As you can see, Lightroom kind of did a weird warping when it made this panorama. So I'm going to show you, if you were to do auto crop, you can see that the photo looks great, but you have this crazy kind of warp as I talked about in the previous panorama. So that's why I don't use auto crop. Like if I'm going to crop something, I'll just do it myself in Photoshop. But for this, I'm going to use the boundary warp, bring it up to 100, and that makes your horizon nice and flat. You have all the crazy ridges. The Factory Butte itself looks a little bit flat, so I would actually fix that in Photoshop. But as far as the panorama goes, like this definitely kind of can take your photos to the next level. It's just an extra boost, you know, if you're shooting with your drone and you can't get the entire composition you're looking for because it's maybe too wide of a shot or something. This is a super easy and nice trick to get an awesome panorama out of it. Okay guys, so as you can see, here's just a little slight Lightroom edit on this panorama. And you're definitely not able to achieve a photo like this without doing the panorama technique. So, you know, I hope this tutorial helped. I hope you found value in it. If you did, if you could please like and subscribe, that would be awesome. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you.